What else? Hey, James, you call your dad and talk to him sometimes, and just.
I do now, but am I getting photographed?
I was recording a video.
Okay.
About.
Yeah, it's. I mean, that's an important thing is to. I mean, keep. I mean, especially if you've got parents that that are that are concerned about you and do want the best for you. It's good to keep that communication open because I mean, even if it's hard stuff, and sometimes you just have to work through it together. But I mean, I was the same way. I thought my parents were buddy-duddies, and they didn't understand anything I did. But they really. I mean, and obviously my kids are just little, but I look back now and I realize, they may not have experienced everything, but they knew how to avoid having to experience the bad stuff. And sometimes that's they say, oh, well, you don't know what I'm going through. I'm like, well, maybe they don't, but they know how to avoid the trouble that comes.
Yes.
And sometimes that's, they see what's coming and we don't all the time. And sometimes they're wrong. I mean, I'm not going to say, sometimes my parents did overreact, but I'd rather them overreact than me have to go through problems that, would have been a lot harder than, I mean, sometimes we get upset, I couldn't do this. Well, okay, maybe nothing bad would have happened, but if something bad did happen, it could have been life-altering for not just you, but the whole family. Because you just, you never know what's out there.
You have to, and this stuff will make you stronger at times. Just like James says, when you become an adult and have kids, you're going to already know this. You've already gone seen it. Alan, one time he messed up real bad. He went out and decided and this other friend of his that was an adult, they decided they would drink a little bit, and he had to be toted in the house. Well, about 2 days later, he come and sat down, and he said, I don't know whether to be curious or scared. I said, what are you talking about? And he said, you've not said one word to me about this. I said, well, did you learn anything? He goes, yeah. And I asked him, I said, what did you learn? He said, well, I kind of figured out that you would just be all over me. And I said, well, it started to be like that. But I figured God had this, and I just reached and got my phone, and that video recorder on there, I just hit it and let him watch it. He's never been like that again. The guy he was with, I went to him, and he and I had a little talk. And I told him, I said, all right, you proclaim to be a Navy SEAL and all this stuff. Well, we're probably fixing to find out just how good a Navy SEAL you were. And then God put me through a trial because he told me, he said, well, I treat Alan like my son. I said, well, I hope you don't ever have any kids. See, I think in that situation, I was the one that went through the trial. And to this day, here to tell you, I've not said anything to him about it. Sometimes as parents, now I'm going to get on the parent side for just a second. We have to stop and realize that we're not perfect. So as kids, you need to stop and realize, young adults, you need to stop and realize that we're not perfect. But as God puts you through these trials, and you will start to recognize them the older you get, you just need to stop and pray. See, y'all, that's it. That's all you get for a quarter. Time to go.
Jesus, get them on.